category, more than 60% in move category, and over 50% in the fight category. The other facts and figures are as flashed on the screen. Presently, out of the 39, out of the ships which are there, 39 ships are on order in Indian shipyards, and 70 plus projects are being progressed. Contracts concluded for 40 plus in excess of rupees 600 crores. For every 100 jobs which are directly created in the shipbuilding industry, so that's why you say that shipbuilding is actually a mother industry. As per one study which was undertaken by KPMG in November 20, it says that for every one direct job, 439 additional jobs are created in the ancillary or the supporting industry. And as per another study, it says normally it is to be taken as a factor of 1:6. That means one direct job leads to 6 indirect jobs when you start off with shipbuilding. So the efforts of the Indian Navy in the 60s and today what it has led to is actually created hundreds of thousands of jobs in addition to building the entire ecosystem which is there. So if that is the case, what was the need for setting up a NIIO? So the first thing is that the innovation and indigenization organizations nested within service headquarters were envisaged in the defense acquisition policy, which was released in 20, and the Navy was first of the block. This wanted to bring together the two twin aspects of indigenization and innovation, which are of course linked and yet distinct. It was felt that there's a need to avoid duplication and mutually support the initiatives. A small, agile team to interact with the academia and the industry was also felt desirable, and we wanted to institutionalize grassroots innovation for pan-Navy induction, and we also wanted to strive for larger, high-risk, high-return projects. I'm sure you'll all agree that innovation, by its very nature, is risky, and if the procedures are risk-averse, it does not lend very well to innovation. This organization, when it was set up, I can tell you this, that in the order setting it up itself, it said that this is an organization which is being set up with a willingness to fail. Because willingness to fail is very, very important when we are trying to create new things. The focus areas for NIIO flowing from the need are as given. As mentioned, significant progress has already been made in to move and to float components. To fight, which had not seen the same kind of progress, is the one which is the focus area for NIIO. And quick induction of niche technology based on a felt need of the users was considered an operational necessity in this era of fast-changing technology. Coming next to the broad structure of the NIIO, at the apex level, we have the NTAC, or the Naval Technology Acceleration Council. This is chaired by the Vice Chief of Naval Staff, and it meets every 6 months to give the higher-level directives on the twin aspects of innovation and indigenization. It has ex officio as well as nominated members, not only naval officers, it also includes representatives from the academia, from the industry, from the other services, and people of tech eminence who are selected. Naval officers nominated are also, regardless of rank, people who have shown capability for out-of-the-box thinking are included in NTAC as members. At the working level, we have the NIIO working group, which is co-chaired by the Assistant Chief of Naval Staff Staff Requirements and the Assistant Chief of Material Modernization. This committee meets every 2 months or more often if required. And under this are the implementation agencies. That's the Technology Development Acceleration Cell, which I head, which looks after innovation, and the Directorate of Indigenization, which deals with indigenization. When Mr. Amitabh Kant wrote a book, in his book Incredible India 2.0 Synergies for Growth and Governance, there is a chapter which is dedicated to the Indian Navy. And the chapter is named Unlimited Potential for the Navy to Reinvent. And he urges the Navy to continue interacting with the academia and the industry and the shipyards to bring up the ecosystem. Since the chapter was named Unlimited Potential for the Navy to Reinvent, we are now not only reinventing, but we are also inventing. Over 35 IPR applications have been filed by naval personnel since the launch of NIIO. These include Navy-specific as well as dual-use innovations. Therefore, in the last Navy Day, when we had the Innovation Pavilion there, the theme which we selected was Innovating Towards Nation Building, because it is beyond only the naval requirements, which of course we shall meet the naval requirements, but we are also carrying out innovations which have an implication much beyond the Navy. Without going to the details, I will highlight, and this is already in the public domain and press releases have been given, the innovations which the Navy undertook in the fight against COVID. Three of them I've given here, though there are many more. The one in the center is the Navrakshak PPE. At a time of COVID starting, when no PPEs were being made in the country, this is the one which was innovated and a patent filed by then Lieutenant Commander, now Commander Surgeon Commander Arnab Ghosh, a naval doctor. We are very proud of the fact that all PMKS hospitals have exclusively used this PPE. And we transfer the technology through NRDC to 6 private sector firms, and it is being mass manufactured. The one you see on the left is the oxygen recycling system, which was made by Lieutenant Commander Mayank Sharma, which enhances the life of the oxygen cylinder multiple times. And it will have many uses even beyond COVID, including from the safety perspective, by bringing down the oxygen levels which are there in hospitals. The oxygen manifold which you're seeing was made for COVID by Naval Dockyard Vizag, but it has already found application when the gas leak took place in Vizag for the disaster management. This was used and was very useful. The NIIO, ladies and gentlemen, is not about inducting 10, 15, 20 or even 75 products or technologies. 75 is what we are going to be trying now in the next year as a part of the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. But it's about creating a culture of innovation. And when you talk about a culture of innovation, this involves the users, the academia, and the industry. So in addition to the structures which have been set up, I will go to what we have done in each of these categories. First of all, for the users, out-of-the-box thinkers in the Navy have been identified, and they have been directed to interact with Naval Headquarters directly. So in effect, it creates a flat, hierarchy-less structure, and this aids innovation, and it makes the ideas bubble up quite fast. As far as the academia is concerned, MOUs for working together in innovation have been signed with multiple universities. I've given just 4 examples here, which are all 4 institutes of national importance: the Rashtriya Raksha University and the National Forensic Sciences University, both in Gandhinagar, the IIT Mumbai, IIT Delhi, and we have also filed joint patents with these institutions in some cases. In addition, we've started something known as INSTEP. INSTEP stands for Indian Naval Students Technical Engagement Program. Through this, we offer a 5-month online internship to students where they come up with problem statements and we handhold them and try and make it into a useful product. 15 colleges have already signed MOUs with us as INSTEP knowledge partners, and 2 more are in the pipeline and would be signed on 18th when we have the conference. As far as the industry is concerned, we have signed MOUs with the SIDM, which will also be a co-organizer for this seminar which is coming up, the Society of Indian Defence Manufacturers. We have also an MOU with UPEDA, which is Uttar Pradesh Expressway Industrial Development Authority, which also looks after the UP corridor, and multiple incubators. To take an example, the Makers Village in Kochi, we signed an MOU with them at the day of NIIO launch itself. We have started designating firms which are working, the niche firms which are working in deep tech, as innovation industry partners. While procurement would take place following the laid down norms, the aim here is to make them aware of the naval problems. We permit them to visit ships, submarines, we interact with them regularly, we handhold them so as to refine the products which they have. 6 firms have been identified for this as of now, all startups, all working in high-end technology, and more would be added as and when we go ahead. Monthly interaction with the industry through the CII Hive portal has been started. This is happening on the last Friday of every month as per a year-long calendar which has been promulgated, and a team from Naval Headquarters also visits the states. We've covered quite a few states already. We'll be doing more as a part of Industry Yatra, where the states, MSMEs, this thing is organized at the state level, where we go and interact with the industry. One problem which we have been told the industry faces is that they do not know the procurement procedures and they do not know whom to contact. A single point of contact has been given from the Navy side, and thereafter it is that officer's task to interact with the concerned directorate and facilitate anything. The industry can also ask for a VC using the CII Hive platform, and they send a request, and then we have a VC with them. So all these steps have been taken to bring up especially the smaller firms who otherwise normally do not have a voice or who do not know the procedures very well. But technology acceleration is not just about technology, it is also about the policies, people, and procedures. This has two aspects. One is the intent, and the second is the capability. The question which we are often asked is, does the Indian industry have the capability to rise up to the occasion? My personal view is yes, but the answer to that would be that even if they do not, capability can be developed. If the intent is there, it can be developed given favorable circumstances and apex level support. And I can assure you, apex level support both from within the Navy and from the government is fully there for this. And we are developing the capability, and we are sure that the Indian industry will rise up and more than deliver. Coming next to SPRINT. SPRINT is an acronym, or a backronym actually. We wanted the word SPRINT because it signifies the acceleration, which stands for supporting pole vaulting in R&D to iDEX, NIIO, and TDAC. Basically, it is a intent or statement of intent to work together towards the shared aim of Atmanirbhar Bharat. A MOU was signed between the NIIO and the Defence Innovation Organization, which conducts the iDEX challenges, to induct at least 75 technologies or products into the IN as a part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. There's some iDEX procedures will be followed. There's some minor variations, which I can call them tweaks. One is MVP, or the minimum viable prototype. So even if the product does not 100% meet our requirements, but it is somewhat there, we will induct it in limited numbers and thereafter work with the industry to refine it. Because you cannot start off with a product which meets 100% of the requirements. We'll induct in limited numbers and then work with the industry, and we are giving the minimum order quantity, or the MOQ, upfront. Coming next to the seminar per se, we are calling it Swavalamban. This will be held on 18th and 19th of July at Dr. Ambedkar International Center. It is on 2 days. The first day is the seminar, which will be there in 4 sessions, and second day has been reserved for outreach to the IOR as a part of the Sagar initiative, Security and Growth for All in the region. Highlights of the seminar are now flashed on the screen. Day 1, we will have release of the iDEX sprint challenges, a release of books and exchange of MOUs, separate sessions on innovation, indigenization, armament, and aviation. We have also invited a number of school and university students, those who are our INSTEP knowledge partners. As I said, the aim is also to create an ecosystem of innovation and to ignite the young minds. Day 2 has been reserved for industry outreach to the IOR. This would be coordinated by SIDM, and the Indian industry and startups will be given a chance to make a pitch for the export-ready products to the defense attaches who are in Delhi, as well as our defense attaches will tie up in the countries there. This will be in hybrid mode, so they can showcase what the Indian industry is doing and the products which are export-ready. With that, I have finished, and I will request the Vice Chief to give his opening remarks.
So, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Firstly, thank you very much for your presence here. We are really delighted to have you here. You've just had a brief presentation on NIIO, Sprint, and Swavalamban. So to begin with, let me introduce the team here sitting with me. You can start from the right.
I'm Commodore Arun Golaya. I am officer in charge of the Technology Development Acceleration Cell.
Good afternoon. I am Anurag Bajpayee, Joint Secretary in the Department of Defense Production, Ministry of Defense. I am additional CEO of iDEX as well, who is coordinating with NIIO at present.
He's a well-known person. Go ahead.
Good afternoon. Madhwal is shying up, so I am Rear Admiral Vineet Makati. I am the Assistant Chief of Naval Staff Requirement. As Gulaya mentioned a while ago, NII working group works under the joint chairmanship of CNSSR, and that appointment I hold. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Rear Admiral Srinivas. I am the Assistant Chief of Material Modernization, responsible for indigenization and upgradation of infrastructure of the Navy.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Commodore BP Singh, and I head Directorate of Indigenization at IHQ MOD Navy.
So I just want to make 5 quick points for you, and then we'll take on any questions that you have. Firstly, I wanted to draw your attention to the repeated use of the word in this presentation, what was acceleration. And so what I head is the Naval Technology Acceleration Council and not Naval Technology Council. Similarly, iDEX is Technology Development Acceleration Cell and not only a technology development cell. So therefore, what is aptly clear from this is that we are not looking at only technology development, but we are looking at various means to accelerate. We are looking at means to compress timelines and in a manner to expedite whatever indigenous or innovation is there. So this word acceleration was actually added after a lot of deliberations, and therefore we equally would concentrate on policies, procedures, and people, as was brought out in the presentation. And therefore, we will compress timelines, which is the need of the hour. Secondly, the acronym SPRINT, which was brought out here, supporting pole vaulting in R&D through iDEX and NIO and PDAC. This has been chosen that it clearly highlights that we are committed to achieve Atmanirbharta in defense expeditiously. So we will actually sprint towards our goal. The next important issue I want to bring out is the collaborative approach, because there has been a collaborative approach between the Navy and Defense Innovation Organization. And we have signed an MOU, which was also shown in the presentation, that here again we are committed together towards compression of timelines. We have always recognized as a Navy that we need to work together, and we need to work together with everybody. That means the academia, industry, government agencies, whether it is DRDO, PSUs, and all these, when we have worked together, we have delivered, and there have been very, very positive results. So in all structures or in all aspects of NIIO, you will find this issue about collaboration. And this approach helps us that it brings in all together, the naval officer, the academia, the industry, the government agencies, and our commitment to work together and commitment to work in a perfect timeline that we achieve what we want to achieve. Fourthly, I'd like to bring out that this, our endeavor of this particular seminar and this launch of various products is not only limited to 75 products, but we are looking at a much larger vision than that. We are actually trying to create an ecosystem and a culture of innovation. And you are also briefed about the INSTEP, that is the Indian Naval Student Technical Engagement Program, which we have taken forward, where we have looked at college students and even younger children. And particularly in this seminar, you will find that the audience will have a large number of college students and school students. They have been invited to participate because they are our future leaders of our great nation. Also, I would like to bring out that during the seminar, there would be quite a few surprises and announcements, which will be probably music to the ears of the industry. But I cannot give you all the details now. I'll just give you an example that we would be, one of the examples which we will be unveiling the unclassified version of the unmanned roadmap, which is something which the industry was looking forward, because here we would be able to give a roadmap to the industry that where they need to develop their expertise and which will cater to the development of this capability. The Navy has always been believing in the idea of Atmanirbharta, and our commitment to Atmanirbharta and Swadeshikaran has built not only over the years, but it has also met all our requirements. And it has also contributed largely to the national GDP in a major way. Like the decision to construct warships indigenously which was taken in the 1960s, has been built over the years, and we have built 130 warships indigenously. This has also created hundreds and thousands of jobs, and as was brought out in the presentation, the multiplier effect of 1 is to 6.4 for shipbuilding industry is something which flows back to the Indian economy. Since the expertise in ship design was not available in the country when we started in 1960s, we liaised with all the universities to develop a course on naval architecture and created an in-house design and development directorate of naval design. And this has led to the capability of indigenously designing aircraft carriers, nuclear submarines, which very few countries have achieved so far. And this actually bears testimony to the long-term vision of the Indian Navy. What was also brought out in the presentation was the Naval Innovation and Indigenization Organization, which was inaugurated by the Honorable Raksha Mantri on 13th August 20. This has added a new dimension and are further strengthened our resolve towards innovation and indigenization. This was set up that we listen to the Indian industry. Within a short span of time, our lean organization has actually delivered much more than what we had thought out. It was also brought out almost 36 or 38 IPR applications have been filed, find a large number of MOUs, and we have set up the INSTEP. Now we certainly need to build up on this and take this forward. And with Sprint, we expect this to be taken to the next level. And also we will energize our domestic manufacturing industry. This, of course, cannot be achieved all alone. And we have had unstinted support of the industry, iDEX, R&D organizations, especially DRDO and PSUs. So we remember, and we all want everyone to remember that together we can and we will. I want to thank all of you who are present here, and especially our friends from media who have always been forthcoming to take our ideas to the larger community and always ready to give us the right perspective of the industry. We are always banking on your goodwill and support. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Jai Hind. Samno Varuna. And we are ready to take on your questions.
We'll start with the question and answer session. I request you to wait for your turn and ask one question at a time. Ajit.
Sir, this is Ajit Dubey from ANI, sir. Sir, you just said that due to focus on indigenous technology, we have been able to build nuclear submarines indigenously on our own. Sir, by when do you think the Navy would be ready to build conventional submarines also on its own without involving or taking support of foreign OEMs? Thank you very much, sir.
That's a very good question, because, and thank you, because there is something which we are building positively. Our design and Directorate of Naval Design is working on it. Positively, it will take time. Because such technology and design has not been built by even advanced countries in a finite amount of time. And they've taken many more years. So we are working towards it. I think there will be some light towards it.
But sir, how is it that we can build nuclear submarines, but conventional it takes, we need support of foreign OEMs?
It's not that way. You see, in every situation, the development comes and the amount of direction and effort we put in that direction. So based on the manpower available, based on the resources, we have been progressing. So obviously, it has taken many more years for the advanced countries who have built up this. So it's not that easy. We're working towards it. And I'm sure we have the capability and potential to do it.
Hi, sir. Snehesh here from the print. I'll carry forward Ajit Dubey's question. So you mentioned that for the conventional submarine, you're working on something building positively, and it will take time. And you said such technology and design has not been built even by advanced countries. So what happens, is this different from the P-75 India project? Is India looking at now making its own, designing its own conventional submarines? Is that the project that you're talking about, sir? And what happens to the P-75 India?
Again, a very good question, but I must tell you that we are looking at more of indigenization and innovation here. The fact of Project 75 India was always that we firstly build, encourage indigenization here. And the whole strategic partnership model was built on this particular theme, that we develop some capabilities here by collaborating with foreign collaborators and build a capability of indigenization. So that progress, that project is continuing. There's nothing that has stopped. And therefore, we are continuing with that project.
Ajay Banerjee.
Sir, good morning. Ajay Banerjee from the Tribune this side.
Yeah.
Admiral sir, I asked about the seminar. The Commodore Golaya mentioned about the second day being for IOR. What does this mean for IOR? What for IOR?
As was briefed during the opening presentation, the idea is that we are not only looking at innovating for ourselves. As you are aware that our Prime Minister has a vision of Sagar, which is of inclusiveness. And so when we were thinking about it, it was thought that it is only apt that the creation of the innovation which is happening in this country has got ramification for our friendly foreign countries which are in the Indian Ocean region as well. So that is why we have kept one session exclusively for that, to reach out. The session is principally about the private companies, startups, etc., who have made considerable progress, and there are some products which are export ready. So we want to showcase this to the Indian Ocean region countries, so that we have an inclusive system which is in accordance with the Prime Minister's vision.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we are on the second day of the seminar. We are connecting with all the DAs who are here, and we'll be connecting to their countries abroad in that manner, and we will be showcasing our Indian industry, the capabilities, and that will in effect give more weightage and to showcase and leverage our capabilities that we can show, that which can also be exported.
Sandeep Bol.
सर मेरा सवाल है कि आत्मनिर्भर भारत के तहत हम लोगों ने एयरक्राफ्ट कैरियर भी तैयार कर लिया है, लेकिन अब सवाल यह है कि उस कैरियर से किस फाइटर्स को जो है वो फ्लाई कराया जाएगा, क्योंकि तेजस का भी स्टेटस क्या है नेवल वर्जन का, और अभी दो कंपनीज राफाल एम और सुपर हॉर्नेट जो है वो ट्रायल दे रहे हैं, तो उनमें से कौन सा एयरक्राफ्ट जो है वो चूज़ किया जा रहा है उस एयरक्राफ्ट कैरियर के लिए?
So, want to answer?
May I know who asked the question?
Yeah.
Can I answer in English? Okay. So, you're right, there has been an op demo conducted by Dasu Rafael and Boeing F-18. So the trials have been done because the Navy requires aircraft which can take off from its aircraft carrier. So that is why we wanted to prove the capability that these aircraft that we are going to acquire or shortlist should meet the capability of the aircraft carrier. So those trials have been done. The report is yet to come in on the op demo. Once the report comes in, we will do a staff evaluation inside and then take up the case. Preferably, it will be an IGA case. That is the recommendation from the Navy side. Does that answer your question?
Acha, I'll add to 1 minute.
So I'll wait for the question. So raise your hand and I will call out your name.
Yeah, 1 minute. Means to add to him, ये जो इन्होंने बताया आपके प्रश्न का उत्तर है, हमारा ध्येय है इंडिजनाइजेशन, इसमें कोई ये नहीं है, और इसलिए हमारा प्रोजेक्ट है ट्विन इंजन टेक बेस्ड फाइटर जो DRDO के तहत हम बना रहे हैं. उसमें कुछ अगेन समय लगेगा, लेकिन हम पूरा इनकरेजमेंट कर रहे हैं और ये प्रोजेक्ट हमारा बहुत तेज़ी से वो चल रहा है। लेकिन जब तक हमारा ट्विन इंजन डेक बेस फाइटर आएगा जो हमारे इंडिजिनस एयरक्राफ्ट कैरियर से उड़ेगा, तब तक के लिए हमने ये फाइटर्स की ये जो ऑफ डेमो लिया है उसके लिए देख रहे हैं। तो ये हमारा ध्येय रहेगा।
कविता मैम।
Numbers we will decide actually, because we will now, we have Vikramaditya and we have our IAC, and therefore here we have MiG-29 aircraft presently flying, and future we will decide the numbers as we go ahead.
Dinakar, just wait. Kavita ma'am, please.
सर मेरा नाम कविता है, मैं हरिभूमि न्यूज़पेपर से हूँ। सर ये अभी जो बात हो रही थी कि F-18 और जो रफाल M का जो टेस्ट आप लोगों ने ट्रायल किए हैं, सर ये पूरा मतलब प्रोजेक्ट IGA होगा या फिर इसमें जैसे आप लोग स्वावलंबन की बात कर रहे हैं या इंडिजनाइजेशन की बात कर रहे हैं, हम उस ओर भी जाएंगे, मतलब उस डायरेक्शन में भी सोचेंगे? और एक छोटा सा सर, ये जो IAC अभी जो हम हमारा जो इंडिजिनस एयरक्राफ्ट कैरियर जो हम बना रहे हैं इंडिया के अंदर, क्या इसको अगले साल 15 अगस्त में हम लोग इंडक्ट कर लेंगे नेवी में? ये टाइमलाइन फिक्स है क्या?
हाँ जी, दोनों प्रश्न बहुत अच्छे हैं। हम ये पहली बात तो ये है कि इंडिजनाइजेशन हमारा मेन और बहुत महत्वपूर्ण ध्येय है, और इसके लिए हम जो भी करेंगे, जो भी अभी हम लेंगे ये IGA के तहत, उसमें हमारी कोशिश तो यही रहेगी कि किस तरह हमारी इंडियन इंडस्ट्री या DRDO बेनिफिट करेगा, तो ये मकसद रहेगा ही। और दूसरी बात है कि हमारे इंडिजिनस एयरक्राफ्ट कैरियर की तैयारी ज़ोर शोर से शुरू है, और हम ये आज़ादी के अमृत महोत्सव के तहत जरूर ये कमीशन हो जाएगा।
दिनाकर।
Sir, quick additional clarification on the fighter aircraft. So, is there a timeline to the decision on the between the Rafale and the F-18?
Timeline.
At what time? What is the timeline you're looking at for the report to come in and take a decision?
No, as early as possible, the report will come. We will expedite the report. Once the report comes, then we'll process the case properly through the proper procedure, and then we will expedite wherever.
So, and a question. So now your Scorpion is actually at the end of its line, as in to be completed soon.
Which one?
The Scorpion line, the P-75.
Yes.
The last two are out.
Yeah.
So, and there is a plan to induct AAV plugs on them and upgrade them. So, where is that lined up? And you want to indigenous plug. So, where is the process?
So, the process is on. The AIP is being developed with DRDO, and that process, we have a joint team within the Navy and DRDO working together very, very closely, and we are monitoring the progress. And our aim is that whenever the next opportunity comes for the first Scorpion class going in the refit, we will like to have that technology ready indigenously to implement it in our Scorpion class.
पूनम पांडे।
सर मैं पूनम पांडे हूँ, नवभारत टाइम्स से।
हाँ जी
सर, आपने बोला कि सेमिनार में कुछ अनाउंसमेंट होंगे, उसके साथ आपने बोला जो थोड़ा क्लियर नहीं था कि अनमैन्ड ड्रोन के लेके क्या आपने बोला था कि ऑटोनॉमस अंडर वाटर व्हीकल को लेकर बात होगी, और सर इसमें क्या स्वदेशी भी कुछ हो रहा है, हम इस पर भी कुछ काम कर रहे हैं? और दूसरा सवाल अग्निवीर को लेकर है सर कि कितनी महिलाएं होंगी फर्स्ट बैच में, क्या वो कुछ डिसाइड हुआ है अब तक?
मैडम, मैं पहला सवाल आपका आंसर करूंगा, दूसरा सवाल वाइस चीफ साहब करेंगे। पहला सवाल जो आपने पूछा बहुत महत्वपूर्ण क्वेश्चन है, और मैं थोड़ा सा क्लैरिफिकेशन दूंगा। जैसे आपने बोला कि क्लैरिटी नहीं थी, समझ में आया आपको। जो वाइस चीफ साहब ने बोला था, उन्होंने बोला था अनमैन्ड रोड मैप। ये एक रोड मैप है जो कि अनमैन्ड कैपेबिलिटी के लिए बनाया गया है। तो हमारे पास एक रोड मैप है जिसके तहत हम काम कर रहे हैं। आपको जैसे मालूम होगा कि नई तकनीक के अंतर्गत रोड मैप अनमैन्ड कैपेबिलिटी एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट कैपेबिलिटी है जिसका कि डेवलपमेंट किया जाना ज़रूरी है। तो इसका एक अनक्लासिफाइड वर्जन जो कि हम रिलीज करना चाहते हैं, जो कि इंडस्ट्री के लिए, हमारी इंडिजिनस इंडस्ट्री के लिए एक गाइडेंस की तरह होगा, जिससे कि उनको पता लगे कि नेवी की क्या मंशा है, क्या प्लान है, उसके अनुसार वो अपनी कैपेबिलिटी डेवलप कर सकें, उसके अनुसार अपने प्लान्स को भी कर सकें. सो वो रोड मैप जो है वो तैयार किया जा रहा है और उसको हम रिलीज करना चाहते हैं. सर मैं रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कि महिलाओं के बारे में
सो इसमें इस अनमैन्ड रोड मैप में एक क्लियर कट आइडिया दिया जाएगा इंडस्ट्री को कि क्या आगे हम वो एक्सपर्टीज और टेक्नोलॉजी डेवलप कर सकते हैं. यू लाइक टू रिप्लाई फॉर दी माइक.
क्वेश्चन किसने पूछा था? Madam, the plan is that in the first batch, we will be inducting about 20% of them will be women candidates. And the highlight is that these women will be inducted in all branches and trades of the Navy and will be posted in all operational and afloat billets as well.
नीरज राजपूत.
नीरज राजपूत सर, एबीपी न्यूज़ है. सॉरी सबसे पहले तो सवाल पूछने के लिए, क्योंकि प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस स्वावलंबन पर है, लेकिन मेरा सवाल ये है कि हमारी 1 या 2 शिप जो हैं वो रशिया में भी शायद बन रहे थे, तो अभी जो यूक्रेन युद्ध हुआ है तो क्या उस पर असर पड़ेगा कोई इनके बनने में और इनकी डिलीवरी होने पर? और दूसरा सर एक रिक्वेस्ट भी है कि थोड़ा सा सेमिनार के बारे में चाहे तो बाद में थोड़ा सा हिंदी में भी थोड़ा सा बता दें इस सेमिनार के बारे में, हमें अभी या बाद में भी कर सकते हैं.
हाँ, तो हमारी 2 शिप्स उधर जो ऑर्डर पहले ही हमने दिया हुआ था, वो ऑर्डर अभी भी जारी है और कंस्ट्रक्शन भी जारी है. हमारी टीम उधर है एंड रशिया में वो काम चल रहा है. तो हमारा पूरा एफर्ट यही है कि उस पर ये रशिया यूक्रेन वॉर का कोई इफेक्ट नहीं पड़े, तो कोशिश इस तरह जारी है.
मानस.
So Manas Pratim Bhuyan from PTI Press Trust of India. So as you mentioned, in fact, a number of countries are being invited to the seminars. Just would like to know the numbers actually, how many countries are being invited to the seminar, and is it limited to the countries in the Indian Ocean region or in the Indo-Pacific? Because there has been renewed focus on security implications of the Ukraine crisis on Indo-Pacific. So I mean, are you also just trying to understand their security requirements and then address those requirements? I mean, what's the plan behind inviting these countries, and what's the total number actually you want to know?
So thank you very much for this question. As it was mentioned that we are focusing on the Indian Ocean region area, and the littoral countries are our focus. So the number comes to about 20-25 countries, those where we are going to have the outreach, primarily on the Indian Ocean region. And as far as the second part of your question is concerned, this outreach is exclusively focused on the technological solution in the realm of defense modernization and capability. It has no strategic agenda, and the discussions as well as the outreach will be limited to the capability that Indian industry has got for export-ready products.
We'll have the last.
Yeah.
In addition to the participation by the defense attaches who are present here, in India, like it was brought out in the beginning of the presentation, the seminar is being conducted in a hybrid manner, in which our Indian naval defense attaches who are posted abroad in these countries will be attending online, and they have already been given the instructions that they can get their local representatives from their industries, from their armed forces, and other people who are involved in this. The basic idea being that a seminar like this should reach out to the maximum number of people in our friendly foreign countries. So there will be a very, very large number, and you will get the exact numbers when you finally sit on the auditorium that day. Thank you. Commodore Shantanu Jha, I am the Commodore Foreign Cooperation. So I am handling the foreign cooperation का जो aspect है
Manu Pabi.
Sir, Manu Pabi here from Economic Times at the back. Sir, congratulations on the seminar. So one thing which was brought on in the presentation was, this lack of indigenization in the fight aspect. You said that that is a focus area. If you could tell us a bit more on efforts going towards that, especially in the fields of torpedoes, where we seem to be still import dependent for submarines, at least, sir.
So you have very rightly pointed out that the fight component is the focus that we are wanting to concentrate on, and the reason being that that is the most difficult. As you would be aware that developing a weapon system which is essentially contributes to the combat capability is one of the most complex piece of equipment that needs to be developed. And in this regard, the specific question about torpedo, I would be very happy to report to you that we have made very significant progress in terms of torpedoes are concerned. Very many types of torpedoes are on the anvil. We have developed, indigenously developed Tal torpedo, which has been already been inducted. Varunastra torpedo, which is already is on the way of induction. First lot has been inducted. And many other types of torpedoes are under development, which will be inducted shortly. However, there are few categories of torpedoes which are we are still looking at import help in that, but that also will be overcome very soon. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I request you to join us for lunch, and you can have informal discussions during that time.